Hello, my name is Karina Shrogova.
My name's Haley Vandendysel.
I'm Abigail Money.
My name is Hoon Yu.
And we did our project on ocean acidification.
So what is ocean acidification? Ocean acidification occurs when the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide gas from the atmosphere. This causes the ocean's pH to decrease and the acidity to increase. The high acidity reduces the amount of carbonate in the water and makes it difficult for marine organisms to form shells and skeletons. Why is ocean acidification changing? Figure 1 shows that since the Industrial Revolution, the use of fossil fuels have increased, causing the amount of carbon dioxide in the ocean to increase and the ocean's pH to decrease. Ocean acidification is a direct cause of the burning of fossil fuels. Doing things such as driving cars and generating electricity burn large amounts of fossil fuels and produce carbon dioxide. Deforestation is an indirect cause. There are less trees present to absorb the carbon dioxide gas that is released from burning fossil fuels.
So let's move on to the impact that ocean acidification has on our environment, society, and economy. So ocean acidification directly targets organisms at the bottom of the food chain, so the entire food web is disturbed. The decrease in organisms at the bottom of the food chain causes the rest of the food web to have less food sources and ultimately contributes to a loss in biodiversity. Because ocean acidification refers to more carbon dioxide in our waters, it worsens our water quality.
Ocean acidification also has a significant impact on society. Less recreational services such as tourism occur when marine species decrease, which also leads to less human interaction through these activities. In addition, the lack of organisms such as clams and fish due to ocean acidification can also lead to food insecurity, specifically in places that heavily rely on seafood diets.
In an economic perspective, first of all, there's going to be a decreased tourism, and a lot of business that rely on tourism is going to struggle because there's less interaction between people and the marine organisms. There's also negative effect on fisheries and other marine industries because there's less production due to for marine organisms hard to survive when there's an ocean acidification. As a result, there is going to be a decline in job creation and opportunities.
Okay. Ocean acidification has a notable impact on many marine species. For instance, coral. When ocean acidity increases, carbonate that is used for coral structure becomes scarce. This makes it difficult for coral to build their skeletons. Many reef animals, such as fish, rely on coral for food and shelter, so without reefs, many organisms are negatively affected, as is the food web. Coral reefs also provide many benefits for humans as well, such as coastline protection from storms and erosion, providing economic benefits such as tourism and jobs, and homes to many sources of food. The image below shows that as pH decreases over time, coral reefs will slowly disappear. Without reefs, many of these aspects will be lost, which is why ocean acidification is such a prominent and pressing issue.
For clams, there are a lot of shell-building organisms such as planktonic cacolithophorus, petropods, mollusks that are all affected by ocean acidification. Ocean acidification also leads to significant economic losses, especially in clam and oyster industries in Washington. And a lot of people who likes to consume oyster and clam have less opportunity to do so. As you can see on the picture, the size of the shells are decreasing as the amount of CO2 present in the ocean is increasing because there's a lower pH level. As we have explained earlier, lower pH level means high acidity, and that reduces the amount of carbonate, making harder for shell formation.
Larger organisms such as the Pacific walrus and even more, many indigenous groups also are impacted by ocean acidification because their diets primarily consist of organisms that are directly affected. So once the base prey suffers, such as the coral and the clams, the rest of the food web is also in danger. And as we could see in figure 4, the food web is really interconnected. So if one organism is affected, the rest is also impacted.
Okay, moving on to possible solutions. The most effective solution against ocean acidification is reducing fossil fuel and carbon emissions in the atmosphere and overall fighting against climate change, as it is the main contributor.
And this can be done through relying on renewable energy such as solar and wind, and also utilizing electric, hydrogen, and fuel cells vehicles since they do not produce any carbon emission. And lastly, government can pass policies that regulate emission rates. Currently, we have a cap and trade system, but there could be other progressive policies that can significantly reduce climate change and as a result prevent further progress of ocean acidification.
Thank you for listening. Was that shorter?